Hello and welcome back to Rue's Life. I'm just having a little moment in the shed before I get out and do some gardening, because I was going to tell you what I'm going to do, and I've got a couple of thank yous as well. So I'm going to start with those thank yous. So first and foremost, the lovely Kay. Thank you so much, Kay. If you've been following me for a while, you'll have seen there's some beautiful bunting on the outside of my shed that I put out during the summer months, and Kay very kindly made that for me, and she's made it in colours that match the shed, and it's just beautiful. And I've now received a lovely package, and I've said this before, but you know, when you send me things, it really makes my day. So I've got this beautiful card, and she's written a lovely letter inside of that, and again she's been crafting. And this is for our vintage caravan. If you haven't seen those videos, check back, because we've been restoring a vintage caravan. And look at this beautiful, make sure I've got it the right way, bunting. So Kay, thank you. Honestly, it's so beautiful, and we will definitely be enjoying either using it inside the caravan, or what I'm looking forward to doing is when we get set up, is we can put that up outside. But it's absolutely gorgeous, so thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. So let's just pop that to one side. And then another big thank you to a new subscriber, Richard Taylor, for buying me a coffee, and with it I have bought some seeds. So the hanging baskets, because I've been a bit behind this year, the hanging baskets in the polytunnel, I did throw some pansy seeds in there a while ago, but they were old seeds and they haven't germinated. So I've just bought 4 packets of these, and they're just a hanging basket mix. So they are a little bit late, but because they're in the polytunnel, they'll come, and then I can get some colour in those baskets. So I've got 4 packets. I'll see how far one packet goes. I can always save some. And then again, a little bit late in the year, but I've no calendula this year. Now, any of you that have grown calendula before will know you only plant it once, or sow it once, and then it just comes back year after year because it self-seeds. But we just haven't had any come back this year, and I think it's because it was such a wet and waterlogged winter, and then right through into spring. And I suspect a lot of the things I normally have, like my Californian poppies and my calendula that self-seed, I think they just rotted out. So I've bought some traditional calendula, the ones I normally have in the oranges and yellows, but I also spotted these called Snow Princess, and they're beautiful white calendula with a brown middle, and they're absolutely gorgeous. So I want to get those sown. And I also have got, again, they're older seeds that I had. I think they came with a magazine, but they're still in date. And these are a hedgerow and verge mix. And thank you to all the suggestions for what to grow in the garden over by the chickens on the woodshed, up that homemade trellis into that little bed that we'd made. So I've got, as I showed you in a previous video, some honeysuckle, 3 different varieties of honeysuckle, and 3 small pots of nasturtium. So I'm going to put those in to climb, but at the bottom I'm going to sow this mix, which should self-seed over the years, and some of the calendula, and then hopefully they're going to come. So I'm going to do them direct sow, but I will possibly do some in some pots as a little backup, just in case they get slugged or whatever. So that's what I'm planning to do today. So I want to get these hanging basket seeds sown into the baskets in the polytunnel. The outdoor baskets have got the geraniums in, which I'd overwintered, and they're looking lovely. And into that bed by the house, I want to, as I say, get the honeysuckle, the nasturtium in, and sow some calendula, and that mix of really kind of wildflowery mix. There's all sorts in there, just to give it some colour. So that's what I want to get up to today. It's a little bit overcast, but it's quite cool. So I'm going to start off outside, just in case it rains. I can get the outdoor things done first, and then I can go into the polytunnel afterwards. I'm really happy that I've achieved all the tasks that I set myself today. So the hanging baskets seeds have been sown. You'll have noticed I kept one of the nasturtium plants because I had 3 and it kind of wasn't going to balance. So over at the shed, I put the 1, 2, 3, so one in the middle and one either side of the honeysuckle, and then one either end of the nasturtium, and kept one over which I've popped in a hanging basket here. I sowed the whole of that wildflower mix into the bottom of that bed because there wasn't a huge amount of seeds in there, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to get them in. I sowed some of the white calendula and some of the mixed calendula. I've only used a packet and a half of the hanging basket mix in here, and as I say, I've popped that nasturtium in as well. So thank you so much for joining me today. A massive thank you. I've had quite a lot of new people watching, so if you haven't already subscribed, please do consider doing so because it really helps my channel and it doesn't cost you anything. And thank you again to those of you that send me gifts, buy me a coffee. It genuinely means the world to me.